start the review, I have to show you the full shirt. It's amazing, isn't it? I know. Yes, I know. For this, I definitely had to wear this. Here I am back again to talk about Christmas classics. And the next one is A Christmas Story. Oh, I've been waiting to talk about this one for a while on my channel, especially around the Christmas season. Oh, this one has been important for Christmas viewing for me. There's like a handful of like Christmas movies that can be like important for me around this time of year. Christmas Story is one of them. Another one is Die Hard. Another one is A Nightmare Before Christmas. Another one, mostly Elf because that was like a huge part of my childhood, and of course Home Alone. Those are the top five for me. But Christmas Story, I mean, if I had to make a list, it would probably, it would honestly be difficult for me to decide, like, where would I put on, like, my top five favorite my favorite Christmas movies list. Uh, Honestly, it would be very difficult because I love them all, and they're just all amazing to watch around this time of year. Bob Clark directed the film, who previously directed Black Christmas before this, strangely enough. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, I have never watched any versions of Black Christmas, not the classic 70s version or the recent 2019 version that came out last year, mostly because I heard that the 2019 version was garbage. So I just stayed away from the 2019 version. And like I said, I haven't watched the 70s version of Black Christmas. I know there was also one made at least around like the early 2000s, so I haven't seen that version either. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, Bob Clark's work on A Christmas Story it's spot on. It's really just it's a treat. And for a film that has a budget of $3.3 million, it's a film that doesn't really like need to be like this big blockbuster. It's a film that has like a very simple story. I mean, you have a kid who wants. I mean, what he wants for Christmas is a Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle, and of course you get the classic line, "You'll shoot your eye out." Oh, the old classic mother BB gun block. You'll shoot your eye out. I never get tired of that line. It's just, you probably heard it like thousands of times, especially if you watched this movie when you were a kid. It's just like, you know this by heart. There's just so many memorable scenes in the film. Of course, you have the famous tongue on the pole scene where Flick gets the triple dog dare, and he sticks his tongue on a pole, and eventually, of course, his tongue gets stuck on the pole, and he's freaking out, and he can't get out, because his tongue is stuck. They go so far as to call the fire department, and oh god, poor kid. And there's also the moment where Ralphie and his family go to get a Christmas tree, and when they're on their way back home, they get a flat tire. His dad is changing the tire, and his mom insists that Ralphie should help him out. And when the bolts fly out of the bowl, we get the famous "Oh, fudge." Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word, the big one, the queen mother of all dirty words, the F dash 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 word. It was all over. I was dead. Oh, what would it be? The guillotine, hanging, the rack, the chair, the Chinese water torture? And his mother's reaction when his father tells him what he just said. Ah, Ralphie! Jesus Christ. And Of course, Ralphie gets soap in his mouth, and he, of course, lies about like where he heard the word. I mean, because I mean, the adult Ralphie says he's heard that word like many times from his father, but he just blurted out that his friend Schwartz was actually the one who said the word. And when his mom calls Schwartz's mother, oh, that scene always makes me laugh, even to this day. It just never gets old. Everything about this film, it just works extremely well. I mean, it never gets old. It'll always be a timeless classic. Another scene that always has made me laugh is when when the mother tries to get Randy, Ralphie's brother, to eat by making him make pig noises, and he goes so far as to eat like a pig. Oh, oh, Jesus. And of course, I can't forget about the major award. The lamp that the old man, Ralphie's dad, who is often credited as the old man, recently won this major award, and he is just so delighted by this. Uh, and when we get to the scene where the mother accidentally breaks the lamp, this and they have this little argument, and it's just like so hilarious to listen to. And I just he goes so far as to ask for glue, and she says, "We're out." You used both the glue on purpose. Classic. And when he tries to fix it, he tries to put the top of the lamp back on, and it breaks anyway. So he takes the remains of the lamp and buries it next to the garage. uh, it's it's hilarious, but at the same time, I kind of felt bad for him because I mean that lamp was important to him. There's also a subplot involving a bully named Scott Fargus and his sidekick Grover Dill, who constantly torments Ralphie and his friends. And when they throw snowballs at Ralphie, I mean, this happens right after he gets a. I mean, when he walks home from school after getting a C plus from his school teacher, Miss Shields. She, right before I finish talking about that subplot, I wanted to discuss the other subplot involving Miss Shields. Um, so Ralphie gets a school assignment. I mean, writing a theme for what he wants for Christmas. When he gets his grade, he's shocked to find out that he gets a C plus. Well, originally, I mean, he imagines that he would get an A plus for this, and I always love this. I mean, these like dream sequences. I mean, first you get one involving him using a Red Ryder BB gun against burglars, and another one where he fakes getting soap poisoning, which causes him to go blind. And of course, you get the one where Miss Shields gives Ralphie an A plus for his theme, and when he finds the grade, he visions Miss Shields as the Wicked Witch of the West. So of course this leaves him incredibly disappointed. And when he bumps into Scott Fargus after he gets a snowball thrown in his face, he is like extremely pissed off, and he just rails on this guy. And it, that scene alone, I mean, that's just I mean, you find out you get a C plus on your theme, and next thing you're getting targeted by a bully. I mean, what would you do if you were in that situation? This film also has, without a doubt, the creepiest looking Santa Claus I have ever seen. So, when Ralphie and Randy go to this mall to see Santa Claus, um, right, they had to, like, I mean, they had to go in the back of this huge line. There, you see, like, a few kids who I mean, they're even creeped out by this Santa Claus. And right when Ralphie sits on Santa's lap, right when he asks him what he wants for Christmas, I like how he's like, oh no, my mind has gone completely blank. He's like, how about a nice football? Football? What's a football? And he can't, like, think of what else he wants for Christmas, so he just nods. Okay, get him out of here. And right when he's about to be put down the slide, he's like, wake up, stupid, wake up. He tries to crawl back to Santa, and he's like, I just want a Red Ryder Rage Rattle air rifle. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And he just pushes Ralphie with his foot. That's just... Oh, God. I mean, he's just so determined to get this Red Ryder air rifle for Christmas, and you have like almost everybody saying, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. It's just such a classic line. And on Christmas Day, right when they're unwrapping presents, Ralphie gets this bunny suit from his aunt, and his mother tells him to put it on, even though he's like, I don't want to. And when he comes out with that suit on, oh God. This is probably one scene that has been talked about to death for years. And I even love his father's reaction. You're like, you look like a messed up Easter bunny. Oh God. That's just... Even his father doesn't love that Easter bunny outfit. That's just... and when and right when Ralphie finds the Red Ryder range mile air rifle, he is just amazed that he finally got what he wanted for Christmas. And when he goes outside to test it out, he shoots the air rifle and the BB deflects right back on his face. He's like, oh no, I shot my eye out. Well, in fact, it actually hit his glasses. And when he tries to look for his glasses, he accidentally steps on them and crushes his lens. So he has to make up a story that an icicle fell on his glasses. So, and his mom buys it, of course. And the Bumpus' dogs, they trash their house, and then they even take their turkey. So the family has to go to a Chinese restaurant for Christmas dinner, and then the film ends. I don't really have much of a flaw with this film. It's just amazing. I mean, the performances, they're amazing, especially Billingsley as Ralphie. He is amazing in this film. It's one of the best child performances that I've ever seen. There's like a select few child performances that are like my absolute favorites, and this is like one of the top 10 for me personally. And the other performances from Melinda Dillon and Darren McGavin are amazing. Everybody in this cast alone is great. And speaking of Darren McGavin, rest in peace. As a kid, I always thought he looked a bit like Tommy Lee Jones. Almost any kid, I have to be the only person alive who would think this. A Christmas Story is a simple story that really works well after all of these years. It's just a timeless classic, and it's just so rewatchable around the holiday season. And I'm going to give A Christmas Story an A+. I love this film, and I'll never get tired of it. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies to watch around the holiday season. It's just amazing to watch. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I'm looking forward to doing more videos really soon. And if you want my thoughts on old or new movies, of course, you know where to find me.